This is Stalking the Stubbs. Day 4. The last day. And what a start it was. A nice wet campsite infested with midges, and while we packed, Andy made Instagram stories. But we got away. But no sooner were we away from the car park, Andy's Instagram time again. Waiting for Stubbsy again. But it was a long day ahead, around 45 miles, and we didn't have time to piss around taking photos, Andy. The early trail was good going, although we had a bit of a cheeky nav issue in the woods, but once we got out it was time to stop. For a shit. 3 shits. But they were big shits, it was worth the stop. No sooner had we got going again, it was time to wait for Andy. Mechanical this time. Bit of a mechanical for Andy. Needs new handlebars, mate. Buy cheap, break down in the woods, so, Andy. Day 4, is it? Day 4? 11:15. Bit of an early start today. And cafe soon. Let's just hope they don't serve beer, because the cafe I think is about 20 miles from the end, so I don't really fancy beer than 20 miles. No idea what it's all about. Anyway, we got to Tomintoul, as it's called, and found a cafe that was open and serving food. We were all pretty hanging at this point. It'd been a long morning. Maybe the hangover wasn't helping. Anyway, great find by Ed the Hungry One. As you'd expect, fast tarmac on the way out of Tomintoul. We kind of hoped to eat up the final 20 miles and get back to the pub, as we usually do at the end of a day's ride.
Moments of beauty, look at this. Yeehaw. Paint the whole world with a rainbow! Woohoo!
Now, where we saw this rainbow I can't really remember, but we did see it, and Ed was very excited by it. And having seen the rainbow, what else you do? Head off to find the pot of gold. They obviously didn't think I was real gold. We made the most of the good, fast trail and what was obviously great weather at the time. I mean, just look at this scenery, Simon. Look at what you were missing. I know you'll be there next trip.
3 K to the lock.
As we got closer to the lock, the weather wanted a word with us. Apparently we'd had too much sun. So we made it to the posh shooting lodge, but it was all locked up. But at least this was now the final ascent. In the rain. Ed was off. Andy not far behind. I was at the back, pushing.
Well, last climb of the day done. There's a bit of a killer, 250 metres. Great views around here, 250 metres of climbing into a headwind. Nice. Nice way to finish, but it's downhill more or less all the way now. Woohoo! Beer and steak. Nice.
And they waited, and I pushed. And they still waited. And I still pushed. Andy and Ed the Owl waited. But obviously once I was there, Ed the Owl was excited about me being there.
Top of the world. I think that's where we actually are. Nice day for it. I'll tell you what, I picked the weather, boys. This is a real Insta video, isn't it? Yeah, just thinking we were in Hawaii.
then had to pedal hard downhill into a headwind that was trying to push us back up the hill. But to be honest, with only 8 miles, which was pretty much all downhill anyway to Braemar, we were not having any of it. We were going to finish regardless. And then we saw Braemar. But rather than just keep on going and finish off the 4 days, we took a little bit of a stop to reflect and ponder and appreciate the awesome journey we completed around the Cairngorms Loop. And Andy was a little bit emotional. He should have been on his honeymoon in Hawaii, on an amazing beach with an amazing pool. I mean, me and Ed found him a beach, but he also should have been sipping cocktails with his beloved. Obviously, beer tails wasn't good enough for him. He wanted someone else. He was missing his Simon, who he found in his bag. What are you looking for, Andy? Or should I say, who are you looking for?
Like Simon.
Simon? Is Simon here with us?
Here he is.
And having found his Simon, it was time to leave me behind once again.
So how was that then, Ed?
That's cool. It's a bit wet, a bit windy. Away it goes. No, it's good.
Scotland though, isn't it?
It is Scotland. Very, very good. Very, very good route. With some challenging bits and bobs, especially in the weather that we've had, so everyone's done good.
And before we knew it, the boys were back in town, the pub was open, and that was the end of that.
Beer, we want more beer. All the lads are cheering, get the fucking beer in. Beer, we want more beer. All the lads are cheering, get the fucking beer in now. Jolly's chatting up a barmaid, the mate is puking in straight. Jolly couldn't pull a muscle as he gave me cramps the other week. So get the ale and swilling down, let's have a drink in every pub in town. Flash the ash, lock, stock, scratch, 10:30 and barrels round. Beer, we want more beer. All the lads are cheering, get the fucking beer in. Beer, we want more beer. All the lads are cheering, get the fucking beer in now.
But most importantly, it may not have been Andy's honeymoon, but eventually she made an honest man of him. Congratulations, Andy. Sorry your Ed and Pete honeymoon wasn't quite up to scratch, but you got your just rewards.
Beer, we want more.